Ain't nobody submitting to no man that ain't leading us nowhere.
But y'all love having babies by men that ain't leading y'all nowhere. Make it make sense, Bookie.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So, man, there is a lady on TikTok that I react to quite a few times, and she had quite a viral moment. And when I tell you she got women in her feelings, she really got them in their feelings, man. This is a must watch. Y'all gotta see this, man. This woman went off. So there's gonna be two separate clips, all right? So I'm gonna try to let her cook so we can get through them, all right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the next clip.
Okay, it's time that we have a come to Jesus meeting, because we got to talk about why it is that y'all will not stop having babies with pookies and then looking for your husband later.
What is that?
Like Krishan Rock made a post saying that the next dude she deal with is going to be her husband. Why was that not the first dude you was looking for?
You stupid.
Why would you have a baby by a pookie like Blueface and then talking about you, Gary, go find your husband now?
Bruh.
What is wrong? Like, they have to do some kind of study on a lot of y'all, because it's just no way that you could be this backwards. It's just no way that you out here picking so poorly and then trying to come back after picking poorly and making a permanent decision with a pookie and then talking about you trying to find a husband. But that's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of y'all, right? And the dudes are obvious pookies. These ain't dudes who maybe you didn't know he was. No, you obviously knew he was. These be dudes who pants be sagging, tattoos all over their face, can barely speak English, and you want us to believe that at some point you thought that they was going to be a good man or a good father to somebody. No, they never was. He hang on the block all day. He was never going to be no good husband or a good father to no child. Right? But you're slow. Right? And now you somewhere want somebody to come behind this loser and take care of you and his baby.
It's too late now.
Right? It has to stop. The games have to stop. Because at this point, it's getting ridiculous. The fact that y'all are so comfortable having babies by bums and then talking about all of these requirements that you now all of a sudden have that you didn't have when you should have had them. Right? Before you gave birth to some loser's baby is when you should have had the highest requirements that you have. But you waited until you're less of a catch to have these high standards, right? Am I saying that women with kids are not desirable? They get married every day, B, right? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you're absolutely putting a hurdle in your way to make it more difficult, right? If a man had to choose a woman with no kids or a woman with kids, he's going to go with the woman with no kids if they look exactly the same, right? But this whole getting pregnant by random pookie loser men and then talking about now you ready to up your standards and look for a husband, be for real.
God damn.
Perfect.
Okay, well, I can definitely see why women got in their feelings about that particular video. Woo-wee, she went off. Okay, so apparently she must, I guess that's the video that went viral, and because what I found strange is that the next clip that I'm about to play for you guys actually got way more views than that one, and that supposedly was the viral one. But I guess, you know, people wanted to hear what she had to say because apparently she was getting a lot of pushback from women. And one of the things that I do like about her is that she's on the side of truth at the end of the day. She's not necessarily for women or men. It's just that because she looks at things from a logical standpoint, typically a lot of the stuff that she says tend to sway in favor of men. And like I said before, that's because men are logical thinkers. So if you're looking at things logically, we're going to agree on a lot of the same stuff regardless of what gender you are. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this next clip. It's pretty long. I think it's about 5 minutes long, so I'm going ahead and just try to let her cook. All right. So on to the next clip.
My video about having babies by pookies and then looking for a man of substance later is going viral now, right? The girlies are mad. They on Instagram going crazy in the comment section. But you know why y'all mad? You mad because you know it's the truth. If there was no validity and no truth to what I was saying, you wouldn't feel so targeted, right? A lot of y'all are ashamed at the decisions that you made, but you shouldn't be. You made them, right? You live and you learn. It's no problem that you made a mistake and now you want to do better. That's great. But these conversations are for the girls who haven't did it yet. It's not for the ones who already have, because if you already did it, you learned your lesson and you're doing better, great. Love that for you. Exit the conversation. Exit the chat. We talking to the girls who haven't done it yet, because obviously something just ain't clicking with y'all. You done seen this story time and time again. You done watched it happen sometimes with your mama, your grandma, your friend, your cousin, your sister's cousin's friend. It continuously, you see it happening over and over again, and somehow it just ain't ringing a bell to you that you probably shouldn't just be out here having babies by these men so easily when so many women have gotten finessed in the process. How many women do you have to watch get finessed into having babies by the wrong man before you realize you should probably take better precautions than those women did? Y'all say that y'all don't want people talking about it. You feel like it's shaming. You feel like it's judgmental. Oh, well, if y'all lived lives that you were proud of and wasn't ashamed of, you wouldn't be so upset and triggered when you heard people bring up things that you was guilty of, right? Because that's what happens. I cannot make you feel ashamed of something you're not ashamed of. But if you already feel some kind of way about the life decisions you've made and you hear me say it, then yeah, it can trigger you. It can pull on your insecurities when you already have internal issues that you fighting and battling with. And when I say something about it, it just ignites it for you. Yeah, that's a real thing. That's not my problem. That's a personal problem. Take it up with God, right? Figure that out. Work that out. Go talk to the lady. But I don't have anything to do with your internal issues and the battles that you fight about the choices you made with the free will that God gave you. I know it's got to be crazy when God looked down on us and he see how much y'all can't take accountability when he gave you free will. He gave you the ability to make decisions with your life, however you wanted it to go, whatever you wanted to do. He gave you that option to be able to do that. And with that free will, you decided to make choices and decisions. And then when it's time to stand in them, try to put it off on somebody else.
You can't make this shit up.
He lied to me. He deceived me. He fooled me. He tricked. How many times are y'all going to get tricked and fooled? Right? Ain't y'all the ones with the degrees?
How dare you?
Ain't y'all the ones who always auto-correcting somebody in the comment section? Imagine being able to tell somebody that they spelt the word wrong, but you couldn't pick your baby daddy right. It's like y'all don't even think that we see the men that y'all out here having babies by. It be men like this that y'all want us to believe that you got deceived by.
Wait a minute, what the hell?
Nothing about this man said father figure, role model, husband, good man. Nothing about him said any of that. But you want us to believe that you got deceived and tricked. You want us to believe this loser Pookie deceived and tricked you? Oh no, we can look right at him and know he wasn't hitting on nothing, right? We can look right at him and know it, and you did too. But you was having the time of your life laying up having unprotected sex with him, and you was having a ball until it wasn't fun no more. Until you realized what he was really what he was, and it wasn't going to change. That's when the script changed. That's when it wasn't fun no more. That's when now we got to get on the internet and hear you complaining about how all men are this and that, and how you need all of these requirements met. But you didn't need all those requirements met when you was dealing with him. Why you didn't need all them requirements met when you was dealing with him? Let me give y'all a harsh truth. A lot of y'all wouldn't even have no kids if you could only get pregnant if the man that you wanted would marry you. Let me break it down slow for some of y'all. If the only way you could get pregnant was that the man that you wanted, the man you actually want, would have to marry you first, a lot of y'all would not be mothers. You know why? Because a lot of the men that y'all dealt with didn't want you in that way. They only wanted to have sex with you, and you just so happened to get pregnant, and because it was your body, your choice, you got to keep it. But you don't get to dictate marriage. You can dictate keeping that baby, but you can't dictate getting the man that you actually want to marry you. You cannot force him to do that. Either he want to or he don't. And most of the time, they don't. And they finesse you into not wanting it too, because you know you'll never get it out of them. I know a lot of these conversations go over y'all head, and I have to remember I'm dealing with a group of girls who think that they got high standards because they turned down ice cream dates, but they smashed dudes from Tinder on the same day because he bought a surf and turf. So I understand how these conversations go over y'all head and y'all miss it because y'all are backwards. You are backwards. Your understanding and comprehension is backwards. But I'm going to continue to keep talking about this because the community is suffering. The kids are suffering. And y'all don't want to change it. You don't want to get to the root of the problem, but I'm going to keep getting to the root of the problem.
Finish her. Fatality.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
All right, so two things I want to chime in on. First of all, when she mentioned the part where she was referring to trying to reach out to the girls that haven't done this or made this mistake yet, and I think that's one of the things that gets really overlooked is that I mean, it's pretty much too late if you already have a kid, but at the same time, you don't need to feel away because what it really comes down to is reaching out to the women that aren't in that situation so that way they can, try to break that cycle that we're dealing with. And that's basically all she's trying to say. So I agree with her 100% on that. Okay. And the other part, um, if it really came down to these women getting married in order to have these children, I agree with her 1,000%. Most of these women would not be mothers. Most of them would not be mothers. And if that's the case, more than likely is, well, it would actually it would eliminate the whole Pookie Ray Ray situation. That's for sure. Because we know most of those guys ain't gonna do it anyway. So yeah, if that was really the case, I think things would be a lot better. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification. That way I know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm, helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the Travel Vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description and pinned in the comments, as well as the merch line, spreadshop.com, and my latest mixtape, The Genesis. Both links are in the description. So until the next video, you guys, deuces.